Kris, I think a lot of people look at you and see the woman that you are today and think that somehow you just showed up as Kris King. And so I want to know what was your life like just a little bit before you did wing seminars, before you did your own personal effectiveness seminar?
I did my PES in 1982, and at the time I was 39, 3 years from breast cancer. And, you know, my life looked really good on the outside. I had the American dream. I had a husband and 3 children, boys, great boys, and a house in the country. And it all looked good on the outside, and yet where it wasn't so good was inside. I've always known I was a capable person, but I really didn't know me very well. I knew myself as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter. So I knew my roles really well, but I didn't do healthy self-reflection. What I really did was a good job of finding the flaws in me.
How did things change after the seminars, after you did PES?
Well, there was the immediate shift right away in aliveness and vitality and realizing, hey, my life was mine to design. It wasn't my husband's or my mother's or my father's to design. I was the chooser in all that. So that was huge, revolutionary, and very energizing for me. And, you know, it was just day by day, bit by bit, building on that awareness of I'm responsible for the life I'm living. You know, I'm responsible for my feelings, my thoughts, what I want, what I do. And like I said, revolutionary. And I just keep building on that. Every day, it just goes deeper and deeper because I keep practicing every day.
Did you buy the company right away, or did you go to work for it, or how long was it from the time you did PES until you started being involved as working for Wings or being involved with the company?
I did the seminars in May of 1982, starting and then going on through, and I got involved right away, being on backup teams, preparing meals for teams, managing teams, and I was hired by the company in January of 1984. So 2 years later, I was hired as one of the enrollment coordinators.
So you started out as an enrollment coordinator, and then what led you to facilitating? And did you start with PES?
What led me to facilitating was actually being invited by Gary Coyan, who was the owner of the company at the time. You know, my mindset, yes, I have all these opportunities and capabilities, and yet I never saw myself in front of the room. It's like, who am I to be in front of a room? Gary asked me to, and so I was in PES and Crossover as a co-facilitator with him for quite a while, learning. And then I went into LifeWorks, or third level, with Linda Williamson, and learned that with her. So I cross-trained. I got to be in all the different seminars before I had a really strong focus on PES.
What would you say to somebody right now who has just gone through the seminar, it's had a huge impact, and they know they want their life to be different? What were your first steps? What was the difference for you that really made the difference in staying with this work, or really transforming your life into something you really wanted?
Well, the first thing I would say is practice, practice, practice. I mean, that whole part of catching myself just, you know, getting ready to go into an old pattern that didn't work, like doubting my husband, or thinking my kids had more power than I did. I mean, that part of catching myself before I entered into something that I had identified does not work and isn't really true, and then doing a new behavior. So that was my main key for a long, long time, besides getting involved in helping on backup teams and hearing the information again and again and again. I hate to say it, I'm a smart person, and I thought of myself as a slow learner in this process. I had a lot to unlearn.
What next? You know, you've been doing Wings for a long time, and I know people are asking you about, are you going to retire? you've written your book and there's things that are happening with that. What are you really excited about, and what's the future look like for you here within the next, few years?
Let's see. I just said that part about being a slow learner. I think that I am just now being a really good facilitator. And I kind of feel sorry for the people that came before. And I know what's true is I did just fine then. And there's a part where I'm trusting myself, my own wisdom and my intuition, I'm trusting. And so I don't see myself stopping teaching. What I'd really love to be doing is teaching facilitators and growing the work. What I see myself is more outreach into the larger world community. I love seeing on my blog that there are people in Russia that are watching it. 400 people last month, and that's really exciting. So I want this work to grow. I truly believe we can create the world we want to live in, and it's just learning how to do it. And that's what I think people do here at Wings.
I get asked a lot of times about what it's like working with you. So I think it'd be fun for people to know what do you like about being a boss?
One of the greatest compliments that I've ever gotten is somebody told me, Kris, you're the same outside the seminar room as you are inside the seminar room. So what I like about being a boss, and I don't usually think of myself that way, I know I am, but I don't think of it that way, is that I get to collaborate with my staff members and create an environment that is unique and powerful and supportive, where we're learning every day. And I have great people on my staff, and so I see that we practice what we teach, and that has been huge for me, because I had a whole male dominant kind of thing, guys are in charge and they tell people what to do, kind of military. And I realized, that's not me. So finding my way into, okay, how do I be a leader and collaborate has been great learning for me. And I'm still learning, because there are times I want my own way.
I think it'd be fun for people to know what you do in your downtime and a little bit about what you're excited about in your personal life right now.
Downtime is being outside as much as possible. I love to walk up and down hills. Every day after seminar I go for an 8-mile hike, and I love that. I love to prepare wonderful meals for my family. I love to knit and don't have enough sit-down time to do it very often. I love to read, listen to music, sing, drive in my car with my top down. It's just awesome. And what do I have on the screen that's really exciting is a trip to Paris in May. I've been saying I was going to go for a couple of years, and I stop and say, I teach people to do what they want to do now, and I picked up the phone and made my reservation.
I know every time you go into the seminar room you learn something, and what's something that you've just learned? Either relearned it or learned anew.
I would say what I am constantly amazed by, and I guess relearn, is the impact that one person has. I can think of so many times in the seminar room where one person can stand and share what's going on for them and influence everybody present in a really, really positive way. I've also seen it happen, the other way, where someone who really holds on to their story of seeing themselves as done to or being really angry and negative can do the same thing, can stand and be present in a room and just, whoa, take the energy into a really sad place. So my intention is to do my best to be to shift things in a positive direction, a healthy direction. That's not like we're on the good ship Lollipop, and like the Munchkins, that kind of stuff. But it's that in anything that I do, I can see the benefit that brought to my life. In anything I do, I can see what there is for me to learn from and take my next step.